Couple ladies at my show, new Mercedes when I go. Bring a bad bitch home, everybody wanna know what I'm really about. Papa Willie, give them smoke. Underrated to the most, to the day I get 8-figure checks. It ain't even close, my music and facts, it gets stuck in heads like a bayonet. Going crazy, yes, I don't take my meds. Never made amends with the fakest friends. I don't rap for dough, but ain't it apropos how I pays the rent? Fuck, I hate a man, I'm showing up at your home ec in my pocket. Ain't talking about an Apple phone, bitch, you the captain of cap until I get to grabbing the strap. I'm unpacking the magnum, cause bitch, I be bigger than average.
One full minute of footage that was probably so expensive to film, Disney felt it could only be justified by including it in multiple episodes.
Discount Jeremy hates previously on segments cliche.
What were your orders?
Was killing him not obvious? I mean, perhaps there'd be some confusion if the assassins dropped in out of the sky, covered Fett in margarine, pulled out pan flutes, and farted pennies out of their asses while circling a cauldron. But they, tried to kill him.
Jesus, you're stupid. Yes, the assassins tried to kill him. However, he does not know if the assassins were actually given a reason, or who their employer was, or if there were any supplemental instructions. All of that information is very important.
Well, if he's not gonna speak, he no longer needs his head.
Fortunately, the Nightmare Poombas here interpreted Fett's order in this non-lethal way, instead of committing to the actual decapitation that they could have easily assumed he meant.
Except for the fact that they're not total idiots and realized Boba was trying to intimidate him into talking. Man, the TV Sins writers would be terrible henchmen. Remind me to never get involved in organized crime with them.
Call me picky, but when I was promised a galaxy far, far away, I wasn't expecting 90% of my time to be spent on the same dusty planet populated by overachieving sandcastle builders.
Okay, in some Star Wars content, the characters expand the universe by traveling to new places. For example, The Mandalorian has taken us to a bunch of new locations. However, this show is about Boba Fett, and his goal was to take Jabba's throne because of his previous employment under Jabba. Therefore, this setting makes sense.
Go to Garza's sanctuary.
Yes, blindly follow the suggestion of the individual that you still strongly suspect sent assassins to kill you.
This is called detective work. Boba wants to gather as much information as possible, and this is his only lead, so following it actually makes sense.
Turns out that the drum we're hearing is a block away beating in open air and is super tiny, like the size of my ass. Now, when you see the drum, you may think, wow, the TV Sins narrator has a big ass.
Aaron is clearly overcompensating for something.
Do you ever stop and look at the creatures of the Star Wars universe and then create a short list of possible reasons why it could need its hairy chest covered in tiny bikini triangles? Is the fabric protecting sun-sensitive hairless skin? Perhaps it's a fashion choice, a dare, or highly offensive nipples that society has deemed too inappropriate on a female because it may or may not cause someone to think about something sexual, and that's obviously her body's fault somehow.
Okay, that entire sin was a complete waste of time that I think somehow ended with an outburst of feminism. Honestly, I'm just really confused.
You can bring as many gladiators as you wish, but these are not the deathbeds of Dur, and I am not a sleeping Trandoshan god.
This is, I'm sure, a very impressive retort to anybody who has the first fucking clue what either of those things are.
Well, he mentioned gladiators and guards, which are two real things from real life. The only difference was that he added some extra Star Wars words to them, but the basic meaning is still there, so if you're still not understanding it, then you're a dumbass.
Isn't it super convenient that Fett's memories are shot so cinematically through a series of dramatic camera angles?
What are you asking for here? For a direct POV style of shooting, the flashbacks are filmed in a way that's convenient for the audience. That's literally how all TV shows and movies are shot.
Here's a confusing part of the story where a train goes by and kills a whole bunch of people, and then you come to find out that they didn't really need to be shot if they'd have just stayed away from the train line.
No, you idiot. This train is not the same as a real-life train because it doesn't run on a track. If it did, then I would agree with you. But this train is actually a speeder, which simply hovers above the ground, meaning it can go anywhere without a track.
Title of my Tuscan sex tape?
No, just stop trying. Also, that particular sex tape joke sounded a little more rapey than I think they intended.
Fett walks into a fight in progress, and the speedbike gang instantly grabs their weapons as if they know he's there to kick their ass. But why did no one assume Fett was there for a brew?
Maybe because a guy with weapons walked into a fight and didn't immediately leave? Honestly, I think their assumption makes total sense.
I think I saw a sign calling this the one-at-a-time bar, although at the time I thought it was referring to the number of drinks you can buy, not a handy pre-warning referring to how you can expect to be attacked.
I think you're missing the fact that the bar is small, and the attackers therefore have limited space, meaning they can't all attack at once.
Like a panther. Yes?
No, stop it.
Did he just sin this scene? Okay, that's worth these many sins.
Watch out!
Character stands still like a brainless Muppet instead of actually watching out for a very obvious danger cliche.
And yet another misuse of the word cliche. Cliche.
That Gordy stick must be made out of super heavy Gordy wood to not instantly fly off the train at such a high speed.
No. The stick has the train's momentum because it's on top of said train. Do you guys not understand very basic physics?
Now travel under the protection of the Tuscans.
But just these Tuscans, right? The internet tells me that the Tuscans are made up of disparate tribes that cover vast amounts of desert and rarely number more than 30 to 40. How can Fett guarantee anyone's safety all the way to Anchorhead if, you know what, screw it. I already know far more about Tatooine anthropology than anyone ever needs to.
30 to 40 Tuscans would probably be enough to scare away any attackers, including other tribes, seeing as tribal leaders would not want to risk losing high numbers of their fighters. This actually does make sense.
Nope, no thank you, noob, no way, I am not looking, no.
You know, just because you're a squeamish little bitch doesn't mean that this episode deserves a sin.
Previously on one of these Star Wars prequels that I'm still not going to rewatch no matter how much you try to force it down my canon.
I feel compelled to tell you that this scene specifically was not actually in Attack of the Clones. This scene was newly shot for the show.
At first I thought this double trained on for some time, which was sort of fun, but also long. Then I thought it tripped on for some time. But now I realize this episode actually sundial woods on for all the some time.
Discount Jeremy is now literally complaining about strong storytelling. Do you understand why that's really stupid?